Truth or Fate means Vedica's over by the big board. Vedica, good evening to you.
Good evening, Mark.
A fourth straight day of protests in Albania that erupted over a proposed billion-dollar luxury resort backed by Donald Trump's son-in-law. Online, false images about the rallies are going viral. So tell us, what's the story?
Well, images of a burning house are spreading online like wildfire, with the claims that it shows the home of Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama after it was deliberately set on fire by protesters who are against the coastal development project of Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of US President Donald Trump. Now, whilst protests in Albania have been going on for about 4 days now, these images are misleading. Firstly, all the posts that have been sharing this video claim that it is the home of Prime Minister Edi Rama, but as we can see here, the caption embedded into the video has someone else's name, and that is the name of Enver Hoxha, who was the first communist chief of state of Albania, who ruled for 40 years after World War II until his death in 1985. And this difference that we're seeing there between what is written on the video and claimed in the text, well, that is because this video, this building that's burning, it isn't anything to do with the current protests, and it isn't the house of the current Prime Minister Edi Rama. This is, in fact, the former villa of Enver Hoxha, the communist leader. And in fact, these images that we're seeing here, well, they actually date back to February from an entirely different protest that was linked to the opposition Democratic Party about government corruption. Protesters at the time used Molotov cocktails to set the building ablaze, as the former villa is seen as a symbol, as a site of government repression. Now, there is another false video also circulating as well. This one here that says, Albania is our land, is not for sale. It shows thousands of people in the streets seemingly protesting against Jared Kushner's proposed project. But in fact, these videos, again, are not recent and they are not linked to Albania. In fact, they were taken in May in Spain. They are, in fact, linked to football. It shows fans of the football club Deportivo de la Coruña celebrating after the team was promoted to the first division. So yes, Mark, the protests in Albania, as we know, are ongoing. But these images that we're seeing in these videos, well, they have nothing to do with it.
I thought that sounded like a football crowd, the last one that you showed us. These current demonstrations then going on against Jared Kushner's resort project. Tell us more about why the Albanians are taking to the streets over that.
Well, protesters are against a massive coastal development project linked to Jared Kushner, who, of course, is married to Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump. Kushner is a real estate developer, but he's also a Trump administration negotiator for Gaza and Iran. And he announced in 2024 that his private equity firm, Affinity Partners, would be developing a $1.6 billion luxury resort in Albania. There's questions there about his personal business empire and his political roles that he holds. Now, this proposed plan would see hotels constructed on the uninhabited island of Sazan, which is a communist-era military base, but also hotels on a protected wetland reserve that is home to flamingos, seals and sea turtles. And demonstrators feel that this project would cause irreparable environmental damage to this ecosystem and that the public were not consulted about it. And that is why the flamingo has become the unlikely mascot of this resistance, and they're calling it the Flamingo Revolution. Now, in an interview on a podcast this week, Ivanka Trump spoke about how she discovered this site in Albania by accident after she stopped for a swim whilst on a friend's boat. She said that they swam to the island, took a hike, and they were just captivated by what they saw. Now, Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama has pushed back against the protesters. He says the project will take place despite resistance and that it would be transformational for the former communist nation as it therefore tries to seek EU membership. Now, Albanian authorities also gave Kushner's linked investment firm special investor status, which critics feel is therefore selling Albanian land. And Mark, the prosecutor's office, told AFP that a probe has been opened into this special status that was given, but no further details were given about those changes, or no further details were given about what is to come or what it could mean.